All right, for those of you who picked piece number 1 for the major theme of your cards, what I got here was the Wheel of Fortune and groundedness. So, with the Wheel of Fortune in this position being reversed and groundedness, what I'm getting for these upcoming changes is that you are taking something that is still in progress and or that needs some final touches or that just for whatever reason isn't fully complete, and grounding it into reality and bringing it forward. So that's really what I'm getting for those of you who chose piece number 1 as the major theme. So something might resurface from the past for you to work on, and what your angels and guides are saying right now is to focus on being grounded and focused and fully in the present moment. Pay attention to your feet or your hands, the way they feel. Your physical body is always present and in the moment. And if you're getting all up in your head and you're unable to complete something, focus on being more grounded. And maybe go outside and earth, get some sunshine on your face, and get some vitamin D. And then it will bring whatever project you are still working on to a more full completion. Now, what are some important consideration and factors related to these upcoming changes? So we've got the Queen of Autumn and the Ten of Summer. So when I see this, I see you focusing on your physical environment, improving that, not spending so much time focused on matters of the home, but you are going to be spending some time on being practical, providing for your family, making things beautiful, and possibly meeting someone who can help you with these upcoming changes. Perhaps you're going to meet a very professional woman. I'm getting that for some of you, who can help you, like a mentor. Or this just might be you, where you're not ignoring your family, but you're shifting gears and you're taking it out of matters of the home and putting it more on emphasis related to work. And that is an important consideration and factor, because we can have it all, we just can't have it all at once. And so the Queen of Autumn is very practical, and she understands that there's going to be an investment of time, possibly an investment of capital, and just to be okay with that. And also, this is speaking to me about you putting yourself out there in the world, whether you're a male or a female. We all have animus and the anima. But this is about putting yourself out there in a stylish way. And yeah, that's all I'm getting for that portion of it. So, for position number 3, what or who is supporting you? So what I'm getting is that you can be very clear about speaking your truth, setting your boundaries, and you can still get out there and make things happen in a practical way. And as you come from the heart, you're going to be making a big difference for a lot of other people. So this is something related to, it's related to something that can help people, that's solving a problem, that's creating a practical service to people who really need it. And it may be involved for some of you. You may be supported by an actual activist in your field, somebody who's very clear and articulate, or your own passion, your own desires around these upcoming changes are really going to propel you forward. And I'm also being drawn to the purple here and the violet flame. So there are different meditations that you can do to activate the violet flame within you, and you can work with Mother Teresa, maybe that's significant for you, or you can work with Saint Germain on activating the violet flame of transformation. And so those are some of the energies that are coming in. And then, what skills and talents and resources do you have related to these upcoming changes? You can keep your sense of humor and you can speak your truth, but you also can have this like lighthearted energy about you, I'm sensing, and the ability not to take things too seriously and to bring a sort of flair. I think of what an interesting looking bird the roadrunner is. You've got this kind of flair about you as you communicate, and or you can tap into that, and then that will really help you with these upcoming changes. Also, what I'm getting is you may experience setbacks. That's normal, that's a part of the process. Try to laugh and keep a good attitude no matter what's happening. I think of Abraham Hicks as I'm seeing this, and how there's 5 steps. And the first one is ask, the second one is given. That's the universe's job. Step 3 is allow, which is work your way into feelings of alignment, joy, happiness, good positive feelings. And then 4 is be unconditional. So stay feeling good. And one way to do that is to just keep a sense of humor and remember everything is serving you. And all problems have the mechanics within themselves for their correction. So be lighthearted, be light on your feet, relax. That will really help you. And then the mindset to have is indulge in your creative imagination and really get into your creative self-expression. You can do that while you're still being honest with yourself. Is there anyone or anything that's blocking you from your creative self-expression? And make whatever necessary changes need to be made in order for you to fully express yourself. So perhaps you need to say, have really good boundaries. That's what's coming in for me right now, is set time around your schedule and the things that are meaningful and important to you, and prioritize them. And in order to do that, in order to fully express your creative abilities, you have to align your life and look at what's not working, face it head on, and really get into the joy of creative self-expression. Also, I'm getting that these 2 cards, they kind of like help each other. So you may need to set boundaries and align what's not working so that you can fully express your creative abilities, but also creating a safe space for you to not be critical of yourself and just to express yourself and just to play and just to maybe write or sing or dance in some sort of free form fashion is going to help you align your life. It's going to coalesce and all come together, and these parts will be less fragmented. So however that resonates with you. And then the general direction of this change. related to this change. So we've got so interesting. Let's see. Let's get them all out here. General direction. Okay, so what's standing out to me about the Seven of Swords in reverse is that you are going to move into a space of real authenticity. You're not going to have to be sneaking around or hiding anything. The people that you have in your life are going to celebrate you, and I just see like these two people and they're celebrating, like, yay, having a good time together. So where these positive changes are going to go is that you will have more social opportunities to be around like-minded people. Now, even though this often speaks of like a wedding, what I just see is just like-minded people having a good time, having a foundation, having celebrations. And I see you getting opportunities to, I'm getting the Page or the Princess of Swords. So you might be getting some messages that you really needed to get that will give you clarity. That will give you a higher vantage point related to the situation. You're going to be experiencing more feelings of authenticity, clarity, new insights, and because this sea manatee is in reverse, there's going to be more of a definitive direction that you choose, that you feel confident about, and that you move forward in. So that's where I see, and less drifting along and just more clarity around your creative abilities, more of an alignment of your values, and also the culmination of the different parts of you are going to be coming together related to this change. And then related to your spiritual messages, I pulled the Holy Christ is born in me today. And then it says, the sight of Christ is all there is to see. The song of Christ is all there is to hear. The hand of Christ is all there is to hold. There is no journey but to walk with him. So what that means is only love is real, basically. And look for the Christ in everyone that you meet, is what I'm getting for your spiritual messages. Remember, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. Keep that sense of humor about you. Stay in an optimistic place, and all will be well. So those are the messages I have for you for those who pick piece number 1. And we're going to move into piece number 2 now. Okay, so for those of you who picked piece number 2, for the general theme, we have 4 cards here. So let me just get them up so I can take a look here. So for some of you, you may have been just a little despondent and frustrated. Perhaps because, and all of these messages came out for this position. So, and this is the general theme. So what I'm getting is that perhaps you just felt like what you were trying to manage and manifest wasn't coming about, and this caused you to be very frustrated and focused on what isn't working. But And this could be related to something that has happened or is going to happen in the next couple of weeks. And you're really going to need to follow your intuition, ask for a sign, remember to keep up with your prayers. Um, and for some of you, you thought that you did receive a sign related to something that was happening or is going to happen in the next few weeks. You feel like it hasn't been working out the way you wanted, and this is causing you to feel disappointed. So, what I'm just getting is that the general theme related to some of these changes is you've felt kind of down about it, and you felt like it's not happening the way that you wanted or the way that you expected it to. And so, some of the important considerations and factors to consider related to this are what I'm getting is there's a divine timing, because I'm getting this Aladdin making his wishes in reverse. And then this saying challenging information delays. Sometimes the truth is delivered without tact, and or there's some changes to the plan. So that's an important thing to consider, and that there's always a divine timing. And just because things aren't happening according to when we would like them to happen doesn't mean that they aren't right on schedule. So what I'm getting for you is to really have faith and to continue paying attention to the subtle signs, because those are meaningful for you even if nobody else fully understands the signs that you're receiving. You are going to be getting messages from spirit, and one of them is just to relax and just understand that delays are part of the process, and to trust and to have faith, because either it's going to come about in the next couple weeks or it's related to something that's been happening over the past couple weeks. And then who or what supports you? So who and what is going to support you through this is, how sometimes when something's not working or you can't do something but you can do something else, like let's just say you can't get one project done because of some delays, but it's important to ask yourself, okay, what can I practice? How can I get this set up and ready and prepared for when the timing is right? So make sure you're practicing, because if you continue to practice, then when it is the right time, all of your preparation will be meeting that opportunity. Also, rest is going to really support you, and to what else am I getting? I'm getting practice and then sleep and then see what comes through the dreamscape. Resting and taking your practice and doing it maybe before you go to bed, and then taking it into the dreamscape is going to give you ideas, insights, and information. But just make sure you're getting plenty of rest. And I'm just, for some reason, the fact that these are two women, I'm getting a very strong feminine energy related to that for some reason. And what skills and talents and resources are supporting you through this change? So perhaps you will find something that you've been looking for, or a piece of information that you've needed is going to come to you, some knowledge or insight. That book standing out to me. And then also your steady progress through practicing is going to really support you. And in this card, I love this one. She talks about how Saint Teresa would feel bad because she would fall asleep during her prayers. But remember not to be hard on yourself, and to take it one step at a time, and to acknowledge every little bit of progress that you do make. And she talks about the power of the little way. So even just practicing and preparing the stage for what you want to come into play is going to be really, really helpful for you. And then in terms of the mindset to have related to these upcoming changes, the sisterhood and taking the time to compassionately listen to those you love. Perhaps you have like a mother or a sister or a group of girlfriends or guy friends even, or just anybody who's in your corner, your family of choice, um, is going to be really, really helpful. And think community minded. So don't just sit with this in some sort of creative isolation. Take it to a group. Also, I'm getting learning and teaching simultaneously. So listen as well as you speak is going to be really important. Also, consider the various parts of yourselves or yourself, and the various archetypes in your mind, and consider, for some reason I'm just getting that, consider the various parts of you and come to an agreement so that you don't have internal conflict, is what's coming to my mind. Also, get support and consider the opinions and thoughts and ideas of those that these upcoming changes will also be impacting. So if it's not just you and it's your family, or if it's your workplace or your employees or the group of people that you work with, consider how they think and what they feel and what's going on for them. And then the general direction of these upcoming changes. So conflict is going to go away. So either conflict with other people, or just this guy's wearing a mask. So like some sort of ego-driven battle of wills is going to be coming up to a close, whether you've been not getting along with your friends or your family. You can also practice your communication skills. That's coming in. But this conflict and this competition is going to wrap itself up for these upcoming changes. And your spiritual messages are: let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in the situation. And I am not a victim of the world I see. What is forgiveness? Forgiveness recognizes that what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. So these are some very profound spiritual messages. They come from the spiritual text, A Course in Miracles, which is recognizing that we're all here to learn and grow and to practice forgiveness, because there's nothing that anyone can ever do to you that can prevent you from the life that you're meant to live, the healing that you're supposed to experience. Nobody has that power over you. So when we forgive, it's really a gift that we give to ourselves. And it's not saying that what they did was right. Of course, we know that. But it is saying that we're not willing to carry around the negativity or the burden anymore. So perhaps you felt despondent and you didn't know what to do. Now turn your eyes to forgiveness and practice forgiveness. Okay, so those are really the messages that are coming out for piece number 2. I hope you found this helpful. And now we're moving on to piece number 3. Okay, so for those of you who picked piece number 3, what I'm getting for you is related to these upcoming changes is so something related to financial security has gotten you up in your head and nervous. And so what I'm seeing is that related to financial security, related to legacy, related to even family, um, has got you up in your head, worried and focusing on fear and the worst case scenario. Um, I also get though that it's got you moving, and or you're about to get really motivated and really start moving. So something related to some stress, and maybe you've just said, you know what, I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I'm going to become self-disciplined, focused. I'm going to step into the spotlight. I'm going to take the reins of the situation and move it in another direction, is what I'm getting for the general theme of this change. So something related to family, security, legacy has got you into fear, but now you're turning it in a whole new direction and you're moving forward. Now, what are some important considerations and factors? So, you're following your own inner calling, and you need to be willing to say no, because choices to follow your calling are going to preclude other choices. And you're maybe struggling to say no, or you're kind of back and forth or up and down about saying no and definitively focusing your attention where you want to go, but that's what you need to do. And then who or what is supporting you? So, like I said before, with the Chariot card, you're choosing a new direction. And the butterfly in reverse. So let's see here. So less internal contemplation and being in your cocoon and figuring things out, and more decisively choosing a whole new direction is what is going to support you. What I'm really getting is taking it from this internal contemplative space to this very clear outward directed energy at this time. And then, as far as what skills and talents and resources will support you through this change. Interesting. So, unlike the other pile, where it was about practice so much and just putting your nose to the grindstone, what we've got here is the Queen of Wands and this cat representing her intuition. And then this in reverse. So this shows me that you need to step into your energy, your natural magnetism, your physiology, less painstaking work and focus on the details, and also more, you know that you can manifest. So what I'm really getting from this part, as far as your skills and your talents, you know that you can manifest. You know that you can turn on that bright, optimistic, fun, happy, lighthearted energy and use your intuition and really just stir it up. And you don't have to have every little painstaking detail figured out. The universe will handle a lot of that. Just get up, get moving, use your intuition, and really feel in your body how and where to go and what to do. So this is a natural talent and resource that you have, this natural magnetism, this natural positivity. not being obsessed with minor unhelpful details and more of a big picture focus is going to help you through these changes. And then as far as the mindset to have, what we have here is get clear on your intention, stay focused, move quickly to achieve your goal. So you're going to want to get into your physicality. You're going to want to move your body as if you're clear, you know what you're doing, you're decisive, you trust yourself, you have confidence. And then remember that ambiguity, I think I heard this from Marie Forleo, ambiguity is the killer of execution. So get really clear, make it as simple as possible. Use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Ask yourself, what would it look like if this were easy, if this were simple? Get out of your head, into your body, choose a goal, and get out there and start stirring it up. Even if you don't know every single detail in terms of how it's going to work, get out there, start stirring it up, and the energy will guide you on an intuitive level as to where to go. See the little cat. And then general direction of this. So less of a defensive energy. You're really going to be gaining confidence. Less of this constantly on your own, do it by yourself, fighting people off. You're going to be moving into a much more confident, outward directed. The Queen of Wands is a different energy than this defensive dude. She's a queen, she's on her throne, she's confident. It's almost like she's sitting there expecting to magnetize what she needs to her. So she's willing to take action, but inspired action, less action from this scared, freaked out place. And then as far as your spiritual messages for this, Queen of Pentacles and what lights you up. So as you're deciding exactly where you're going and how you're going to go about it and how you're going to keep it simple, think about the investment of time that you're putting into things from a spiritual perspective. Remember that you are always financially supported on your journey, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to create abundance and wealth, because the more you have, the more you have to share with others. And from a very spiritual level, remember that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. So what lights you up? What gets you excited? What's going to give you that natural optimism, enthusiasm, natural magnetism? Because if you can focus on the things that you enjoy, you're going to be less defensive and you're going to naturally gravitate to all the good things. So have a really good attitude, be clear, be decisive. Don't focus so much on all the little details and having everything perfectly right. Focus on joy, happiness, and your material success will naturally magnetize and gravitate towards you. So I hope you found that helpful for those of you who picked pile number 3. Thanks. Okay, so for those of you who chose piece number 4, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you feel like this reading resonates with you and you feel inclined to do so. Okay, let's see here. What I'm really getting related to the major themes and changes that you're going to be experiencing is that this is a really good time where you're supported in pausing and getting grounded, because in order to take the next steps that you want to take related to these upcoming changes, you're going to really need to feel consolidated in your energy. And also, you're being guided to connect with your Council of Light. That's your family, ancestors, spirit team, guardian angels, whatever kind of thought system makes you feel supported, or spiritual understanding that you have. But what I was getting, because I filmed this earlier, I thought I was filming it, is that you're going to start feeling more connected, and that while you may be alone sometimes related to these upcoming changes, you're going to feel not lonely, because you're going to know that you're being guided. But in order to do that, you need to pause, and it's okay to recoup and recalibrate, and maybe get outside and get out in the sun, get vitamin D, and also get your feet in the bare earth, and that will help you recalibrate your system. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of set that aside real quick. And then moving on to, what are some of the important considerations and factors? Kind of how they come out tells me a lot about that. But one of the things that was standing out to me before is this new place that you want to get to. It might require some effort and some coming out of a hermit space, and that might take physical effort for you. But you are going to get into this whole new place, a golden time, if you consider what you want and you take the steps to achieve it. Now, if you just get out there and kind of stir it up, you're going to be creating that energy. I'm also getting a sense of like physicality that will be required for these changes. The fox really makes me think of like calculated energy. Excuse me, let me get some water here. Really, you're going to be going within and because her prayers are, this is in the reversed position, what I'm getting is that you're going to be going into, like kind of like doing some like shadow work. And all shadow, by what I mean by shadow, is just looking at what's unconscious in your life and the forces at work related to this change that are happening on an unconscious level. And in that space, you meet with your ancestors and you meet with your spirit animal guides, and you do a lot of this processing while you sleep. So related to coming out and being social, it's like a balance between going within and going out into the world and generating energy, because while you sleep, you're going to be regenerating yourself. And it says, in this world, you can become a spotless mirror in which the holiness of your Creator shines forth from you, all around you. You can reflect heaven here. So with this balanced energy, you're going to just be radiating something really healthy, something really supportive on both the masculine and feminine level. And what or who is supporting you? So you definitely have priestess capabilities, but sometimes, and by that I mean you come from a space that understands ritual and the power of ritual. You have a lot of sacred knowledge, but with it being in reverse, what I'm getting is that sometimes you doubt that, and you doubt that you have the leadership capability in order to fully support your endeavors. But related to that counsel of light, remember you're always being guided. So ask for help and then remain vigilant about the current situation because you are in fact supported. And you will know that you're supported, although in the past you may not have felt like you're supported, when you pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. Trust in your capability there. That's how your counsel of light will speak to you and come through to you. And then for position number 4, what skills and talents and resources do you have available? So you may be a musician, or you may just be able to really appreciate music and how it affects you, or maybe dance or something related to rhythm. You have kind of a radiant energy about you. So you're warm like sunshine and flowing, and you also have the ability to be honest with yourself. And maybe I just getting for some reason that maybe that translates through your art is your profound honesty. You bring things to light through your creativity. And you are, once again, pay attention maybe to the signs and symbols of dragonflies and being out in nature, and specifically being in the sun. And I'm getting a message that my phone is overheating, so we'll see how this works. Sometimes that's a sign from Spirit that there's just a lot of energy maybe coming through you or to you. So let's see here. And number 5, the mindset to have is don't forget about beauty. And yeah, there may be some trials and tribulations around this situation, but it's all for your greater good. You're being guided. And so there is a light at the end of this tunnel. And if you're not seeing it, it's because you're not thinking about what's beautiful and all around you. So remember to always connect with nature, listen to the signs, talk to your angels. And then for pile number 6, the general direction of this. There are big, happy changes that are coming. So once again, really stay focused on that light at the end of the tunnel. And it's going to turn that right upside. I just feel compelled to show you that. But you're going to experience a type of temperance where you are going to be taking action, but it's going to come from a flowing place. And as you do that, and as you get out in the sun and connect with your guides, big happy changes are coming. And it says, who would attempt to fly with tiny wings of a sparrow when mighty power of an eagle has been given him? So you are very powerful, and as you connect with nature and the energy of hawks and eagles and birds and just being outside and moving your body is just really important, and that's going to help you fly. And then as far as the spiritual messages, the winter's over, the famine's over, and I just see this, just kind of this energy of just having to work just so hard, and it being feast or famine is over now. And a balancing of masculine and feminine energy can happen with the temperance and with the flowing of energy you get the Lovers, and you get a peaceful solution. Once again, they're outside in nature, under the sun. The theme of the sun is just really coming into this reading. So something about being in the sun, enjoying yourself, getting out in nature. Here in the United States, it's spring, summertime. So getting outside is going to really balance your energy and end this feast or famine, fear, and just worry about what is reliable. I hope you found that helpful. And if you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next Pick a Piece reading.